Let's talk about money. The stuff you trade for everything from groceries to questionable online purchases. It's something we all need, think about, and sometimes stress over, whether we're counting coins at the checkout or clicking buy now online. Money is woven into almost every part of our daily lives, shaping our choices, our opportunities, and even our dreams. At its core, money is just a shared belief. It only works because we all agree to play along, trusting that others will accept it in exchange for goods and services. We all agree these numbers or pieces of paper have value. Without that collective trust, money would be nothing more than fancy paper or digital blips. It's a unit of account, a store of value, and a way to measure what things are worth over time. It lets us save for the future, plan ahead, and compare the price of a coffee to the cost of a car. And of course, it's a medium of exchange, so we don't have to barter chickens for Netflix subscriptions or trade vegetables for a new phone. Money makes trade simple, fast, and efficient. The system runs on trust. You trust your dollar will be worth the same tomorrow, and that you can use it anywhere from your local coffee shop to an online store halfway around the world. The government tries to keep it that way, managing inflation and making sure the system stays stable, but money is changing, and fast. We've moved from coins and cash to credit cards, making payments quicker and more convenient, and now we're living in the age of digital wallets, where your phone can be your bank, your wallet, and your payment card all in one. Today the digital revolution is accelerating. Money moves at the speed of light, crossing borders in seconds, and entire economies are adapting to this new reality. We're not just talking about numbers in a bank anymore. Our financial lives are becoming more digital, more connected, and more complex. Entirely new forms of money are being born online. Cryptocurrencies, digital tokens, and assets that exist only in cyberspace, challenging what we think money can be. The big question now is, should governments who have always controlled money continue to do so in this digital age, or should tech companies with their innovation and reach shape the future of money? The answer could change how we all live, work, and save. Your digital wallet is the new battleground, a place where the future of money is being decided, one tap at a time. Welcome to the alphabet soup of modern money, CBDCs and stablecoins. CBDCs, Central Bank Digital Currencies, are like digital cash issued directly by the government, living on your phone instead of your wallet. It's the same dollar, just with a digital facelift. On the other side, stablecoins are digital currencies created by private companies, pegged to real-world assets like the US dollar. The difference? With CBDCs, you trust the government. With stablecoins, you trust a corporation. CBDCs are centralized and regulated. Stablecoins are the Wild West, fast, innovative, but sometimes risky. It's a choice, government stability or private sector speed. Who do you trust with your digital cash? Why do governments want digital money, control, efficiency, and inclusion? They're worried about losing power to private digital currencies, so CBDCs are their way to stay in charge. CBDCs could make payments instant and help millions without bank accounts join the digital economy. But there's a reshape, surveillance. Every transaction could be tracked, erasing cash's anonymity. Programmable money is another twist. Governments could set rules on how, when, or where you spend. It's a powerful tool for policy, but also for control. The question, how much do you trust those in charge? With CBDCs, privacy and freedom are on the line. Now, it's the private sector's turn to shake up the world of money. So why are tech companies so eager to create their own digital currencies? What's really driving this push for company money? The answer is simple: profit, data, and power. But there's more to it than just making a quick buck. These companies see digital currencies as a way to reshape how we spend, save, and interact online. By creating their own stablecoins, companies like Meta or Amazon can bypass traditional banks, keep transaction fees for themselves, and control the entire payment process from start to finish. They tried to launch this revolution with Facebook's Libra project. Regulators stepped in and shut it down, but the ambition to control digital money hasn't faded. It's only evolved. Stablecoins don't just make payments easier, they lock users into company ecosystems, giving tech giants unprecedented access to data about your spending habits, preferences, and even your daily routines. Plus, the real money backing these stablecoins doesn't just sit idle. Companies can invest it, earning interest and generating even more revenue behind the scenes. It's a lucrative business model, cleverly disguised as cutting-edge innovation and convenience for users. For tech giants, launching a stablecoin isn't just about making payments easier, it's about building a new digital empire, one where they set the rules and reap the rewards. In the end, the real prize isn't just your money, it's your loyalty, your habits, and your data, all wrapped up in a shiny new digital currency. So, which is better, CBDCs or stablecoins? CBDCs offer security and government backing, making digital payments safer and more accessible, but they come with privacy risks and centralized power. One glitch or policy could freeze millions of accounts. Stablecoins bring innovation and convenience, but trust is in private hands. If a company fails, your money could vanish. Both options have trade-offs: government control versus corporate risk. The real challenge? Balancing innovation, security, and privacy. No system is perfect. Each has its own dangers. The future of money is a high-stakes gamble. This isn't just theory. Digital money is already here, woven into daily life for millions. From buying coffee to paying rent, people are using digital wallets and payment apps every day, often without even thinking about it. China's digital yuan is live in major cities. And it's not just a pilot. Millions of transactions are happening, from street vendors to big retailers, all powered by this new form of money. Meanwhile, countries like the Bahamas and Nigeria have launched their own central bank digital currencies, called CBDCs, aiming to make payments faster, safer, and more accessible for everyone, even in remote areas. The US is still debating what its digital dollar should look like, with lawmakers and experts weighing privacy, security, and the impact on banks. But in the crypto world, stablecoins like Tether and USDC are already huge, acting as digital dollars for millions of users who want to avoid the wild swings of cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. Stablecoins are used for trading, sending money across borders, and even as a safe haven in times of economic uncertainty, making them a vital tool for global finance. They're especially popular in countries where local currencies are unstable or losing value, giving people a way to protect their savings and make everyday purchases. The likely future? Both CBDCs and stablecoins will coexist. Governments will use their own digital money for domestic payments and social programs, while private coins will power global trade, remittances, and business between countries. The real battle is over who sets the rules: governments with their focus on regulation and control, or tech giants who want speed and innovation. The outcome will shape not just your wallet or how you pay for things, but the very future of money, power, and who controls the world's financial system.